Hello ABL fans, coming to you live from Changhua County Stadium, and we welcome another weekend here in Taiwan. This is the Asean Basketball League season number 8, and we kick things off with the second matchup of the year between the home team, the Formosa Dreamers, and the visiting Chong Kung Fu Basketball Club. But right now, let's move on to our Coliseum announcer for the team presentations and the pre-game activities.
27号刘赞坤，55号刘进芳 ，Head Coach Charles Dewey。
上次我们赢了佛山中信功夫队，已经是去年赛季的第2场。当时我们第一次征战这个功夫队的时候呢 ，Daniel 拿下 ABO 的第1签。
All right, both teams on the floor already. Changhua County Stadium. We are live here in the Asean Basketball League. More than there with Marco Benitez. Marco, let's take a look at our team standings here. Chong Kung Fu, the visiting squad, and their bounce-back victory in their previous contest, now at 5-1. Formosa Dreamers looking for that second victory at 1-9.
Formosa Dreamers still on a 7-game losing streak, so still looking for solutions here to this problematic season for them. Hopefully Lenny Daniel and Ronnie Aguilar will be able to step up big here against a very formidable Chong Kung Fu squad. As you take a look at Chong Kung Fu, 96-79 victory. Very impressive win against the West Sports Malaysia Dragons. Held Marcus Marshall, the leading scorer of West Sports, to just 11 points in that game. Mike McKinney exploded for 32 points. They went 11 of 29 from long distance, held the Dragons to just 6 of 29. So very impressive bounce back win for the Chongson Kung Fu basketball squad.
That is the highest scoring output for Mike McKinney in his 3 games here in the Asean Basketball League and with the Chongson Kung Fu Basketball Club. As we take a look at the last 6 games for Justin Howard, the ever consistent ABL veteran Justin Howard really providing a solid presence there in the painted area for Chongson.
Well, Chongson is known for their key guards or their good guards, but Justin Howard is really the man that mans the paint, and he has been a solid force here for Chongson, such that they have the highest winning margin, average winning margin of 13.8 points in the ABL ever since 2016 when the West Sports Malaysia Dragons won their championship. But that's that courtesy of our Titan Stats TK, and Anthony Tucker is the engine that runs this squad. He is almost averaging a triple-double at 21 points, 14 rebounds, 8 assists in that game against West Sports Malaysia Dragons. On the average 23, he averages 23 points per game, 9.4 rebounds, 8 assists per game. And together with Mike McKinney, they form a really solid backcourt. Both of them playmakers, both of them very unselfish, and both of them able to score inside and out.
As for the Formosa Dreamers, they fell behind very early in that game in their previous contest against the Mona Vampire Basketball Club in Bangkok, Thailand. But they made a push in the 4th period, but just wasn't enough. And again, they ran out of gas in that game, losing by 8 points, 93-85.
But against a very formidable offensive weapon or offensive team like Chongson, Formosa Dreamers really have to start out strong. They cannot afford to start slow. In their first matchup, it was a 31-13 first quarter and 51-25 at the half. And Chongson did not look back ever since. Ronnie Aguilar is really going to have to be a force in the middle. You see his output, 22-22 against the West Sports Malaysia Dragons, 14-16 against Hong Kong, and just 16-12 against the Mono Vampire squad. Is really going to have to up his numbers, especially on the rebounding end, because Justin Howard is a force. He averages about 15 rebounds per game. So Ronnie Aguilar is going to be key here for Formosa.
One of our key matchups tonight, Ronnie Aguilar versus Justin Howard. Of course, Ronnie Aguilar had to go up against the 7'5" Sam De Guara in their last game, 16-12, and did not block any shot.
And I think that is going to be very key, Martin. He not only has to be a good offensive threat in the post, he also has to anchor their defense. And when he does not get any blocks, he's not really a threat on the defensive end, does not change a lot of shots.
And a quick change in the starting lineup here for Coach Charles Dubay as he inserts Yu Zhang Kun rather, in the starting lineup, replacing, of course, Guo Kai. And on the other side, it's Cho Tzu-Hwa, Yang Tian-Nio, Chen Yuhan, Lenny Daniel, and Ronnie Aguilar, the 5 for Coach Su Hao Cheng.
Well, it's going to be an interesting start here for Yu Zhang Kun. He's only averaging 9.6 minutes per game and about 2 points per contest for Coach Charles Dubray.
Usually it's Ho Chung Ren that replaces Guo Kai in the starting lineup if ever he's not with the team.
Ho Chung Ren, yes, did not make the trip to Taiwan today. As you take a look at you're going to see the 2 big guys in the center court. Justin Howard, Defensive Player of the Year. Ronnie Aguilar stands at about 7'2". But Justin Howard, veteran of the ABL wars.
Chongson Kung Fu a bit short-handed this afternoon. Only 9 players available for Coach Charles Dubay as we start off this game. Formosa Dreamers versus Chongson Kung Fu Basketball Club. Cho Tzu-Hwa fires it up, knocks down the 3. That's a long 2 for Cho Tzu-Hwa, but opens the scoring for the Dreamers here.
That's a positive sign here for Coach Su Hao Cheng, because he's going to need the outside shooting and the scoring of Cho Tzu-Hwa, who right now is matched up against Anthony Tucker.
2-0 for the Dreamers. Mike McKinney again had a season-high 32 points He has the leather now. Chong has been shooting the three well in the past few games. Misses his first.
He was 3 out of 8 in their last game against Westports.
Is Yang Tian-yo. Oh, knocks it down.
Well, Formosa starting out on fire here, 5 straight points. But you know, Chong is a veteran team. They're not going to be rattled easily.
Mike McKinney fouled by Yang Tian-yo.
This is going to be a tough matchup here for Yang Tian-yo. Mike McKinney has really good, great foot speed, very explosive, very athletic player.
This was the corner three by Yang Tian-yo. Has been starting for the past few games for Coach Suao Cheng. And Liu caught in midair by Ronnie Aguilar. Last touch on the Dreamers.
That's good help defense there from Aguilar. Something that they had a lot of problems with, that help defense. Rotation has to be on point here for Formosa, especially against a team that likes to attack the basket, likes to penetrate, likes to play that two-man game between Tucker and Justin Howard.
So it's going to be Anthony Tucker bringing the ball in. 11 seconds to work with for Chong Son. It's Lenny Daniel now guarding Mike McKinney. McKinney close by Daniel. Nothing there. There's Cho Tzu-Wa pushing. Goes to the corner. Chen Yuhan goes inside. But a very risky pass there by Chen Yuhan and a foul on Ronnie Aguilar.
Ronnie Aguilar has to be careful of those ticky-tack fouls because he is the only legitimate center that can match up against Justin Howard. Court set here for Chong Son.
Tucker against Cho. They move to McKinney now. That's a smaller Yang Tian-yo. Runs into Cho. And Cho Tzu-Wa called for the foul.
That's going to be a block there on Cho Tzu-Wa, who did not have good position. He was a bit sideways. Did not catch McKinney at the center of his chest.
Okay. But again, in his first 2 touches tonight, Mike McKinney looking to attack his Formosa defense.
Well, he knows he has the height advantage against Yang Tian-yo as Kalen Chong Son hits his first three-pointer of the game.
Kalen Chong Son hit 6 three-pointers in the past 2 games, 3 out of 9. A couple of games ago, 3 out of 8. In the previous contest, now 1 out of 2. Chen Yuhan from the corner, too strong.
Chen Yuhan, not really known as a good three-point shooter for Formosa, averaging just above 20% from that area.
They go to Howard down low. Justin Howard working on Aguilar, denied by Aguilar. They get the ball back, McKinney from the outside. It's too strong, Yang Tian-yo comes up with it. Yang Tian-yo will slow it down, wait for his teammates, and set the table for the Formosa Dreamers. They go to Aguilar, facing up against Justin Howard. Aguilar backing down. Double team. Aguilar, the fade, doesn't get the bounce. Tucker unable to save the ball. So ball will remain with the Formosa Dreamers.
Anthony Tucker and Cho Tzu-Wa getting into some early skirmishes here. It looks like Chong Son is looking to double Ronnie Aguilar in the post, as you see that nice block. And we talked about Ronnie Aguilar's defensive presence, it being key for them.
Speaking of, here is Aguilar. Woo Sung Wei in the contest now. In for Chen Yuhan. Yang fires off the glass. That's a little off to the left. Tucker to Howard. Two-man game we're talking about, and Justin Howard hits the mid-range J.
Well, Justin Howard has really shown us that he can hit that 17-footer. He's done that practically his entire career here in the Asean Basketball League.
Turnover here for the Dreamers. We are tied 5 apiece.
5 unanswered points here for Chong Son. So just like that, they're back in the game.
Tucker attacks. Decides to slow it down. Liu now. against a smaller Woo Sung Wei. Kicks it out. McKinney knocks down the three.
50% from long distance is McKinney this early. Only shoots it at about 22%. So that's going to be big for his confidence.
McKinney hitting his first outside shot. Woo Sung Wei from the corner.
And Woo Sung Wei is the designated three-point shooter. This guy shoots it at, get this, Martin, 63%
Wow.
from long distance, averaging about 2 makes a game.
I distinctly remember that game against Hong Kong. He went 5 out of 5 from three-point range.
Averages about 2.7 threes per contest.
Aguilar working on Howard. Aguilar, the spin, the shot, it's good.
It's a nice turnaround move there by Aguilar, fielding Justin Howard on his left shoulder, turns to his right for the nice fadeaway.
10 all. And Kalen Chong-son, his second triple of the game. And we're only in the first period.
And we remember how Saigon, when they defeated Chong-son, was leveraging on Kalen Chong-son's weak three-point shooting. They were leaving him off from the three-point area as Woo Sung Wei hits another one. So back-to-back threes.
What a battle here in the first quarter.
But again, Formosa cannot afford to trade baskets. They're dead last in terms of points per game at about 76.9.
McKinney gets inside. The lefty reverse goes for Mike McKinney. Yang quickly to Aguilar, recognizing Howard isn't there. Yang flips it up and in.
Oh, Yang Tianyo, we've seen him and we've known that he's a fearless competitor, not afraid to mix it up with the big guys inside.
5 points for Yang. Chong-son goes to Liu. Woo Sung Wei gets the steal. Woo all the way.
Careless pass there coming from Liu. He's gonna have to utilize those fake passes or make more crisp passes to his big man.
A spark off the bench for the Dreamers. Woo Sung Wei, 8 points to start this game. McKinney behind the back dribble. He gets inside, the floater. Tough shot for Mike McKinney. And a wild rebound for Lenny Daniel.
And Daniel and Cho Tzu getting into a collision there, causing that turnover.
TV timeout. It's a 2-point lead for the Formosa Dreamers, your Asean Basketball League. We'll be right back. We're back inside Changhua County Stadium for this game between the Formosa Dreamers and the Chongson Kung Fu Basketball Club. And for a change, we are seeing a fast start for the home squad. They're up by 2 points, 17-15, and it's primarily because of that guy, Woo Sung Wei, 8 points off the bench.
They're shooting at an excellent clip here, right? A 7 out of 10. 70% from the field.
And an offensive foul called on Kalen Chong-son after the timeout.
We know Cho Tsu-wa does a good job of drawing those fouls. Kalen Chong-son, the victim there.
It's that hard screen by Kalen Chong-son.
Cho Tsu-wa also did a good job setting that call.
Cho though misses on the other side. McKinney gets the board, brings the ball down for Chong-son. Tucker fires away from the left wing, in and out.
Can't give Anthony Tucker that open look here if you're Cho Tsu-wa. He's not going to miss a lot of those.
Daniel misses from the outside. McKinney battled for the rebound, and it remains for the Formosa Dreamers with a fresh 14 to work with.
And you know what, Martin? That was just the first attempt of Lenny Daniel from the field. We've got 2:49 left in the first quarter. So it's been the locals and Ronnie Aguilar who have been carrying the scoring load for Formosa.
But Young misses from the outside, but they gotta get the ball to Lenny Daniel somehow at some point of this game. Especially now he is coming from his best game of the season, 34 points. Aguilar with his second rejection of the contest. Lenny Daniel on the move. Daniel losing it momentarily. Daniel gets the ball back. Daniel gets the putback.
And if there's one thing you cannot question, it's the effort of Lenny Daniel. We saw that in the game against the Mono Vampire squad. We're seeing that right now. Did not give up on the play. Gets his first 2 points of the game.
19-15 now for the Formosa Dreamers.
And one of the reasons why they are leading is because they are outworking this Chong-son Kung Fu squad on both ends of the floor. 2-3 zone now for the white shirts.
Anthony Tucker goes to Kalen Chong-son. 3 on its way. And the bounce goes for Kalen Chong-son. That is his third three-pointer here in the first. Woo-sung Wei though with a counter. The left-handed finish and one.
Showing us that he's not exclusively a three-point shooter. Woo-sung Wei attacking the heart of the defense right there.
Woo-sung Wei. How about this guy? 10 points here in the first quarter.
And Coach Charles Dubre very unhappy at the defense of number 36, So Shuai. So he immediately replaces him with number 10, Luo Yong-swan. Again, no Guo Kai, no Hua Shang-ren, the regular guys, or the regular supporting cast of Chong-son.
McKinney, the bounce pass to Howard. Howard inside. That's an easy basket for Justin Howard. 2-point lead for the Dreamers. Daniel is swinging it to Woo-sung Wei. Nice fake. A shot. Too strong.
And if you're low, you cannot bite on that up fake for the jump shot. You have to stay on the ground.
Justin Howard missing on the jump shot there. Approaching a minute remaining here in the first. Formosa Dreamers still on top here.
And if you're the Dreamers, you have to be happy because you've so far controlled the tempo of this game.
Lenny Daniel on the fade. Cannot convert that time. 48 seconds remaining in our opening period. Anthony Tucker has two-man game, and that's what you were talking about earlier, Marco. The pick and roll for Anthony Tucker and Justin Howard working early here.
And Anthony Tucker, a master at threading the needle in terms of making those passes to his big man. There's another one.
And they go to that play one more time. Howard fouled.
And you like Martin, how Chong-son has isolated that side of the floor and really put Ronnie Aguilar on an island. Once he doubles up on Anthony Tucker, the weak side help defense is Woo-sung Wei, so there's very little Woo-sung Wei can do against a 7-footer Justin Howard.
And Justin Howard gets to the line. Another fast start for Mr. Howard. 9 points now and 4 rebounds.
Despite how well Formosa is playing here in the first quarter, You see they're already down by 1. You have to play your A game for 40 minutes, especially when you're playing the top teams like Chong, like Hong Kong, possibly even Mono and Alam.
See if they can sustain this fast start. Changhua missing on the jump shot. Justin Howard not fast enough to retrieve the basketball. So a second remaining. Now our first quarter.
That's a poor pass there.
Mike McKinney could not get that off in time. But after the first, Chong Sun Kung Fu making a strong run to end the first period. They lead it by 1, 23-22 against the home squad Formosa Dreamers. When we return, I'll give you second quarter off this game as you're watching the Asean Basketball League. 'And we welcome you back inside Changhua County Stadium here in Taiwan for this live coverage of your Asean Basketball League. After the first, Chong Sun Kung Fu regaining their form, taking the lead back 23-22 as we begin the second quarter. The Formosa Dreamers, a welcome start for them. And a quick spark off the bench by Wu Sui, 11 points in the first period as we see that basket from Justin Howard.
And again, they isolate that left side of the floor. Two-man game once again, another great pass. And 2 points from Justin Howard.
And a turnover for the Dreamers.
Nice communication there between Changhua and Shen Yuan. So they have to minimize their turnovers. Cannot afford to commit too many mistakes here against Chong Sun because Chong is a very deliberate team.
Very well organized and disciplined team. Chong Sun hands it off to Tucker. Tucker back to Chong Sun. Chong Sun drives. And Daniel gets the board. As he pushes for the Dreamers, Daniel the spin, left-handed layup, no good. McKinney saves it to Tucker.
That's great effort there from McKinney.
Anthony Tucker goes to the corner. Luo, the cross-court pass. McKinney fires. He connects.
And Mike McKinney continuing his high shooting streak. Quick timeout here for Formosa as they are now down by 6 points.
A 5-0 run to begin the second period for Chong Kung Fu leads us to our first time out here in the second ABL. We'll be back after this. Having his way inside. 11 points already here in our first half to lead away for Chong Kung Fu. Kalen Chong a close second with 9 points.
And you know, Martin, what I felt were the keys for Formosa to be competitive in this game were three things. Number one, perimeter defense. They have to stop Tucker and McKinney. But so far, Anthony Tucker with 0 points. Mike McKinney has 5. Other things, they have to defend the paint. Justin Howard already with 11 points. And the other thing as well is they themselves have to attack the paint. Lenny Daniel, that is only his 5th point of the game, while Ronnie Aguilar only with 2 points so far.
Lenny Daniel, first 2 points in the second quarter for the Dreamers. Down by 3 points. McKinney goes to Howard again. Nice fake. And a foul called. I believe that's going to be on Lenny Daniel.
And this is what we talked about, defending the paint. That time, against the 2-3 zone, Mike McKinney attacking the gap, drawing the defense, and then that bounce pass to Justin Howard. And the veteran big man knows what to do when he's that close to the basket.
Justin Howard misses the first free throw, and that's the versatility that Mike McKinney can give you. Can drive, draw the defense.
Yep.
More or less leave a man wide open every play.
And he's also such a great defender on the perimeter.
So Changhua goes to Daniel. It's Kalen Chong. Daniel on the fade. No good. Aguilar, what a tip! They call a foul on Ronnie Aguilar over the back.
They're going to get him for a loose ball foul. So that's going to be his second personal foul. Ronnie Aguilar, great box out there from Justin Howard. But talk about the defense by Kalen Chong all over that jump shot of Lenny Daniel.
And Kalen Chong has been defending the best players of the opposing squads for Chong Kung Fu. The other day, he was tasked to defend Marcus Marshall.
Held Marshall to just 11 points. Of course, team defense really did a big part of that. And that's a fancy pass there from Changhua. It was a 2-on-1 scenario. Can't afford to botch many of those.
Wasted opportunity for the Dreamers to trim this lead. 7:16 remaining in our first half. Luo, left wide open, knocks it down.
That's a big shot because that was what the defense was giving Chong Son. So they found the open man and Luo gives him that basket.
Biggest lead off the game for Chong Son, 7 points. Aguilar forces his way inside. And that's a foul on Justin Howard.
If that's on Justin Howard, that's actually just going to be his first personal foul. So Formosa deliberately pounding the ball inside to Aguilar.
First trip to the line for Ronnie Aguilar, knocks down the first one. again, only had 16 and 12 in his matchup against Sam Deguara of Mono Vampire.
Aguilar averaging 18 points and 19 rebounds for the Dreamers these 3 games.
Chong, the handoff to Luo. Caleb, guarded by Daniel. Goes to Tucker. Tucker, feed to Howard. 3 seconds to shoot for Chong Son. Difficult shot does not go for Anthony Tucker. Quick pass here. Cho surveys the floor, goes to the corner. Woo Sung Wei fires it up. Too strong.
Cho Tsuwa had Ronnie Aguilar running downhill against a smaller defender as Justin Howard got left behind. Opted to go cross court for Woo Sung Wei.
But Woo seemed to be bothered by the running defense of Kalen Chong Son. And speaking of Chong Son, again called for the illegal screen here.
There's a moving screen there from Kalen Chong Son, so that's going to be his second personal. And he has to be careful. Still complaining about the call.
Now play again.
Did not see it that much from that angle.
Yang Chen-Yo back on the floor. He replaces Cho Tsuwa. Guarded by McKinney. Dancing against Mike McKinney now. Chen to Aguilar. Aguilar backing down. Aguilar, the short hook, in and out. Aguilar, great effort though.
Anyway, despite the missed attempt, that's a good effort there. Good move from Aguilar. Got to within 3 feet of the basket. Just a little too strong on that right-handed hook. But they can go down, they can go back to that every single time if Chong Son will not double.
There's a play earlier. Unfortunately for Aguilar, ball hit out of bounds. McKinney with a miss. A chance for the Dreamers to get some scoring going here in the second. Yang goes to the pin. Yang, the floater, nothing there.
I thought he had an open 15-footer.
Chose to go to the basket there, so it's still a 6-point lead. Approaching the halfway mark here in the second quarter.
And Formosa is going to have to find other ways to score apart from Woo Sung Wei. Have not been able to capitalize with Lenny Daniel because of Kalen Chong Son's nice defense.
And speaking of Woo, he gets the steal there. Yang on the move. Yang to Aguilar. Aguilar with a jam.
And that's the way to find the big man in transition. Yeah, Lenny Daniel and Ronnie Aguilar running the break. Both big men have the quickness advantage in transition against Justin Howard.
Yep. Anthony Tucker fouled by Chen Yuhan.
That's a poor foul there on the part of Chen Yuhan. Anthony Tucker was still way outside the 3-point area.
Timeout on the floor here. Chong Sun Kung Fu with a 4-point lead, 32-28. 4:41 remaining in our first half. Your ABL will return after this.
OK， 现在再来我们现在的进攻。跟他讲，如果那个谁 Paul 跟他讲，如果有人包夹，他接到球不要先随便下球。第一个先砍，先从。First, you see the weak side. In the double, in the pass, and the steal. Go. Hey,加油！叫。One, two, three.
Back inside Changhua County Stadium, and before that we saw Coach Su Hao Cheng. We send our condolences to Coach Su Hao Cheng. His father passed away right before their game against the Mono Vampire Basketball Club, but chose to not disclose it right away with the team and proceed with the game. And that could serve some inspiration here for the Formosa Dreamers.
And Kalen Chong continues to attack the defense of Lenny Daniel, who has sagged off of him. Another three-point shot for Kalen Chongson, and so far he has had the better of their matchup between him and Lenny Daniel.
12 points for Kalen Chongson, all from the three-point area. Yang fires away, knocks it down.
That's a big shot there from Yang Tan-yo, trying to keep his team within striking distance, down by 4.
Chance of defense inside Changhua County Stadium. Home team down by 4. McKinney goes baseline, sends it out. Luo doesn't connect. Chongson tried to tip it in, but he went out of bounds. So it's Formosa basketball.
And what I like about the 2-3's defense of Formosa is that they are leaving the weakest link on the floor. Talking about Luo in terms of outside shooting, they are forcing Chongson to give him the ball after the penetration, and so far he's only made 1 basket.
They let him take that shot all afternoon. Luo quickly replaced by Liu Zhangkun. Daniel, the nice move. Lenny Daniel.
The referee is not giving Kalen Johnson the benefit of the call there, and they should go to that more often. Lenny Daniel can really score inside the paint.
Ronnie Aguilar could not save the leather, so it's a fresh 14 for Chongson. But again, the Dreamers are only down by 2 points here, 33-35. McKinney, closely guarded by Yang. McKinney to Chongson. Chongson drives, sends it to Liu. Back to Chongson. He's been hot from that area. Nothing there. Tucker with the offensive board.
Turnover again for Chongson. I think for Anthony Tucker, he has to try to pound the ball once again to Justin Howard. The past couple of possessions, Formosa has really forced them to go to their other option in terms of the locals, and has not. From Ronnie
Back inside Changhua County Stadium, assuming our coverage here in the Asean Basketball League at the half. 5-point lead for Chong Kung Fu with 3 players in double figures for Chong Marco. But despite that, Formosa Dreamers doing a great job keeping in step in a better effort here, at least in the first half, against the visiting squad.
But especially in the second quarter, they've slowed down the pace of the game. Both teams scoring less than 20 points in that second quarter. 17 for Chong, 13 only for the Dreamers. As you take a look at the stats here, rebounding-wise, actually Formosa being out-rebounded by Chong 25 to 15. Assists in favor of Chong Kung Fu 14 to 6. Anthony Tucker has 7 of those 14 assists. Turnovers, though, in favor of the Dreamers. They've taken care of the basketball, managing just 4 turnovers, while Chong has committed 7 turnovers, which have led to 4 turnover points for the Dreamers. Fouls also in favor of Chong. Free throw wise, 2 out of 3 for the Dreamers, while Chong has gone to the line 6 times, making 4 free throws.
So this is going to be a test for Chu Cheng and the rest of the Formosa Dreamers. Can they come back and even take the lead or the victory here at home? If ever, that's going to be the first one for them in this season. And they scored the upset against the Chong Kung Fu Basketball Club. Or will Chong come up with a big second half and take this game away? That's what we are waiting to find out here. So when we return, second half action of this contest. And before that, first half highlights of this game. This is your Asean Basketball League.
列红茶以及温茶的口味数量有限，大家可以去做踊跃的兑换。感谢各位，稍后比赛见。
We take a look at the highlights of the first half here. Chotsu was starting the scoring for the Formosa Dreamers with that long two. It was quickly, or Yang Tianyeo quickly adding to that to cap off the 5-0 start for the Formosa Dreamers. But Chong Kung Fu, as usual, answering right back with a run off their own. But Woo Sung Wei scoring 8 points in the first quarter off the bench. And Chongson, they're continuing to improve. Teams wrong with his outside shooting. 4 out of 7 from three-point range for Kalen Chongson. Woo Sung Wei 2 out of 3 though off the bench. Yang Tianyeo was also amazing for Coach Suao Cheng in the first half. 8 points in 14 minutes to go along with 2 times. And again, the Formosa Dreamers fell behind by as many as 7 points. Chongson Kung Fu took that 32-25 lead midway through our second period. But again, Formosa Dreamers finding the answers so far. Lenny Daniel coming off his 34-point performance against Mono Vampire, scored 7 points in our first half.
Martin, the positives here for the Dreamers, despite just 7 points from Lenny Daniel and 5 from Ronnie Aguilar, they're doing a good job taking care of the basketball. Just 4 turnovers, while Chongson has committed 7. And they've also outscored Chongson in the paint 16-10, 11-3 in terms of bench points as well. There have been 13 lead changes here in the first half. That just gives you an idea of how close it has been. And Chongson has not really made their imprint here in the game so far.
Let's see if Coach Suao Cheng can make the necessary adjustments to get them their first home win of the season. And they're also looking to get Aguilar and Lenny Daniel going. Aguilar, of course, leaving early in that second period, committing his 3rd personal foul. I hope that will be the case for the Formosa Dreamers as they give a good fight against Chongson Kung Fu Basketball Club. So when we return, we'll give you second half action of this game. Again, Chongson Kung Fu up 40-35. This is your Asean Basketball League.
minute to the second half. 在1分钟，下半节就要开始。
做一个假动作，一样45，请走上面啊！你要看，1 2 3，面具，准备。
We resume our coverage here in the Asean Basketball League. Second half underway. Chong Kung Fu Basketball Club and the Formosa Dreamers. First of back-to-back games here in Changhua County Stadium, and we start off the second half with a miss from Lenny Daniel.
And this is going to be a very critical period here for the Dreamers. In their last game against Westports, Chong outscored the Dragons 31-17 in the third quarter. So you see how strong they can come out of the gates in the second half.
Justin Howard knocking down that jumper to start off the scoring here. Ronnie Aguilar, 5 points in our first half, working on Howard now, carving space and backing that one in.
That was a late double team there coming from Liu, so it looks like they're going to start doubling Ronnie Aguilar in the post against Justin Howard, but it's going to have to be a more aggressive double.
Liu,
yes, to really make a difference against Aguilar.
Chong Son back to Howard. Miscommunication between the two. Cho, Shen Yuhan all the way, that rolls out.
A good challenge there from Mike McKinney, but that was another turnover for Chong Son, so that's their 8th turnover of the game.
Mike McKinney now. The pick and roll with Justin Howard. Howard off the glass and in.
You see how Justin Howard using that extra dribble to get his balance and feet set before going up with that right-handed hook.
37-44. Lenny Daniel now puts the ball on the floor. Back to Aguilar. He fakes. He gets to the pin and a short hook goes for the 7-2 Ronnie Aguilar.
That's back-to-back baskets there. You like how aggressive Aguilar has started out here in the second half. 7 points now in the game. We'll make that 9 points in the game for Aguilar.
4 straight points here in the second half, and a quick substitution for the home squad. Woo Sung Wei checks back in, replacing Chen Yuhan, who missed the fast break layup earlier.
And this is small backcourt here for the Dreamers, so you expect them probably to play zone on their defensive end of the floor.
McKinney gets inside, back to Tucker. Tucker to McKinney, back to Tucker here. Still nothing from Anthony Tucker. Lenny Daniel on the move. Lenny Daniel kicks it out. Wang fakes. Wang gets to the paint. It counts, plus the foul for Yang Qianyu.
Yeah, that's going to be another foul. So that's going to be the 3rd personal foul on Justin Howard. So now it's Coach Charles DeBray's turn to make a decision if he's going to go to his bench or keep Justin Howard on the floor.
Here's that move again. Yang Tianyou, one of the fearless, or most fearless guys here in the Formosa Dreamers roster. Doesn't complete the three-point play though, but they trimmed the lead down to 3 points. Howard gets to the paint, easy lay-in.
That's a nice give and go there between Howard and Mike McKinney.
And a foul there on you.
Leo, a little too aggressive there. Not a smart foul because Woo Sung Wei was way outside the three-point line, and it was not even in shooting or in catch and shoot position.
Justin Howard there. Starting the second half strong with 4 points right away for Chong Son.
So it looks like they're going to make a correction here with regards to the number of fouls Justin Howard has. Scoreboard now says he has two personals.
Yes.
There's that give and go play once again.
This time it's between Mike McKinney and Justin Howard.
So the scorer's table making the correction. Two personals on Howard, so that is big for Chong Son.
Aguilar, what a move. Ronnie Aguilar, 6 points to start the second half for the Dreamers.
That's a nice pirouette move there and a soft floater going to his right.
And he has come alive here in our game. That's going to be on Cho Tzu-Hwa, foul called.
And for Cho Tzu-Hwa, that is going to be his second personal foul. But that one made possible by Justin Howard not giving up on the play, going for the offensive rebound, drawing that pushing foul from Cho.
And off the inbound, Anthony Tucker drains the mid-range J.
That's a nice baseline inbound sequence. Couple of screens freeing up Anthony Tucker.
Kung Fu back on top by 5 as we trade baskets in the third. Yang Tianyou working on McKinney. Daniel, 5 seconds to work with. Daniel, the runner. Nothing there. He gets the ball back and a push called. Let's see who's it going to be called on.
And they're going to give it to Kalen Chongson. So for Kalen Chongson, that is going to be his second personal foul. And for a while, he was thinking that the foul was going to go on Lenny Daniel. But what I don't like about that possession, Martin, was that it was only Wu and Yang who had touched the ball. And Lenny Daniel was left with about 6 seconds left on the shot clock to try to force or create a shot for himself. So not the ideal offensive sequence there for the Dreamers, especially if you're trying to catch up. And especially when Ronnie Aguilar has already scored 6 points here in the third quarter.
So he gets the touch here. Yang, Wu against Liu, 6 seconds to work with. They go back to Aguilar. The right hook goes.
And I was about to say, Yang should have given Aguilar that ball back on the repost. But good job by Woo Sung Wei, giving the ball back to Yang to allow him to repost Ronnie Aguilar.
Anthony Tucker has been off for Chong Son. Lenny Daniel gets the hoop. And the lead is down to 1.
And it looks like Kalen Chongson got hurt there, as he got into a bit of contact there on that Lenny Daniel drive, and Cho Tzu-Hwa is going to be called for the blocking foul against Anthony Tucker.
Cho Tzu-Hwa and Anthony Tucker. So getting in the face of Tucker there. So it's 48-47. Timeout here, Chong Sun Kung Fu holding on to the 1-point lead as we approach the halfway mark of our third period. ABL will be returned after this. Right back inside Changhua County Stadium, and a correction our scoreboard there. It's 47-48 in favor of the Chong Sun Kung Fu Basketball Club. And speaking of Chong Sun, Kalen Chong Sun, it's actually came up very shaky in the previous play. Rolled his ankle, but he shook it off, had it tipped, and he's back on the floor right now. That's how
much of a warrior
yes
this guy, Kalen Chong Sun, is. Actually asked his coach to call a timeout, took his shoes off, took his socks off, got the trainer to retape his ankle. Now he's back on the floor, ready to go.
And we talk about Kalen Chong Sun. He's been dealing with a lot of pain.
Had a little bit of a back issue.
Back issues,
I
yes.
think he tweaked his back in the first half of the game 2 days ago against the Dragons. But is now back on the floor, and I believe he has not seen any rest here. Together with Justin Howard, Anthony Tucker, and Mike McKinney. So these 4 players have played the entire game so far.
You see him limping a bit here on the floor. All right, so our score 47-46. The Dreamers up by 1.
And Chong Sun is finding themselves in a dogfight here. Let's see if Anthony Tucker tries to be more aggressive here in the second half. They need his scoring, they need his playmaking. He has to be very aggressive here if he wants to make a statement and get this team the size of the team.
Chong Sun misses from the outside. Yang Tian-Yo running with the ball, feeds it to Aguilar, well read by Mike McKinney. He gets the seal there. McKinney goes to Tucker, the corner 3. Anthony Tucker too strong.
So Tucker still cannot buy a basket here.
A rare off game offensively for Anthony Tucker this afternoon. Lenny backing down on Kalen Chong Sun. 7 seconds to shoot. And Daniel, nice defense there by Chong Sun. They go back to Tucker. He fires another 3. This time he knocks it down.
He readjusts his scope, so to speak, and knocks it down from the left wing. Let's see if that gets Anthony Tucker going.
7 points now for Anthony Tucker, 5 rebounds and 7 assists. Kung Fu back on top by 2. We go back to Daniel. Show Chua with daylight. Knocks it down from 3.
And Anthony Tucker getting lost in that defensive sequence, losing his man, Changhua, making him pay there with that three-point shot.
Dreamers back on top by one. Liu, the crossover, sends it out to Tucker. Howard, 5 seconds to work with for Chong. Liu has to take one up. Liu knocks it down though.
That's a big basket there for Liu, especially for his confidence.
Yang penetrates, sends it out. Woo Sung Wei gets it through.
Always ready, always locked and loaded. Woo Sung Wei.
Third triple off the game for Wu for a total of 14 points. Both Coach Charles Dubé and Anthony Tucker right now having some words with our referees here.
I think they're having some trouble with the scorer's table. The score reads 53 to 51. It's 47 to 46 earlier.
There's that basket earlier by Woo Sung Wei, the three-pointer.
And I think Mike McKinney was telling you that he did not need to help on the penetration because Mike McKinney had done a great job keeping in step with Yang, and he was in no position to take a shot. But because Liu helped out on defense, that gave Woo Sung Wei enough daylight to knock it down.
And we're still fixing our scoreboard here. Again, before we took the break earlier, before the time, I was 48-45 in favor of Chong Kung Fu, and then they changed it to 47-46. I think that's when the confusion started in our scoring here as Anthony Tucker drains it.
And don't look now, Anthony Tucker is getting a rhythm here. They're going to have to play better defense on that ball screen.
Second triple here in the third for Anthony Tucker, but that's a foul on him. Aguilar against Howard. Aguilar, the short hook. Again, it's there for Ronnie Aguilar.
And because Ronnie Aguilar is such a tall center, all he has to do is make that quick turn, and he's pretty much looking down at the basket.
And Tucker missing on the quick three. Lenny on the move, bumps Chong Son, gets the basket, and the foul, Lenny Daniel.
That's a clear foul there on the part of Kalen Chongson. And you know, Martin, that is the first time Lenny Daniel has gotten the ball in transition, got a good head of steam. And you see how strong he is when he has a full head of steam going downhill.
That's Lenny Daniel at his best. Playing the transition game.
Right now, the scoreboard says that is the fourth personal foul. Kalen Chongson.
That is big. That's big for Chong Son. Let's see that play again. 57-54. Lenny does not complete the three-point play though. So Chong Son heads to the bench. Howard, nice fit. Straight to the hoop for Justin Howard.
And no reason for Aguilar there to come out strong or to come out hard on Justin Howard.
So Changhua. Aguilar. Attacking Howard now. Aguilar with the left hand.
And Aguilar really exploiting his quickness advantage against Justin Howard. Another basket there.
How about Ronnie Aguilar? 12 points here in the third for a total of 17 in the game, and he forces the tough shot on Justin Howard. Woo Sung Wei, the transition three, too strong. That would have brought the house down. Anthony Tucker now. Oh, loses the ball. Cho pushing. Cho to Chen. Chen Yuhan, the reverse. Aguilar right there for the stick back.
And momentum clearly now in favor of Chong Son, and Justin Howard is staring down the referee, Anthony Tucker, telling him to keep going down. They don't want to get called for a technical here.
61-56, and that's a foul on Chen Yuhan.
And Coach Charles Dubray, we can hear him from us, from our position here, on the other end of the floor.
This was the putback earlier from Ronnie Aguilar.
Bakini so far has been quiet here in the third quarter.
And a foul on Woo Sung Wei.
It's going to be a blocking foul on Woo Sung Wei. So the expect the referees to try to regain control of this game here in the third quarter.
So Formosa Dreamers, both teams actually in the penalty with 1:17 in the third period. Liu Zhang Kun to the line for 2 shots, missing on the first.
Here the Dreamers, this would actually be a good time to continue pounding the ball into Ronnie Aguilar, or to get Lenny Daniel going to the basket, as the referees might give them the benefit of the doubt.
I think it's a great idea to go to Lenny Daniel now, because Chong Son is putting Anthony Tucker on him. Here they go. Daniel to Aguilar. Aguilar, nice fake. And a traveling violation. Steps called on Ronnie Aguilar.
Was a little too eager there against Justin Howard. But you see the matchup situation here. You have 2 locals for Chong Son, as Kalen is on the bench with 4 personal. So that forces Anthony Tucker to match up against Lenny Daniel.
61-57. Anthony Tucker, the step back 3, gets it through. And that's the third 3-point bomb for Anthony Tucker in the third.
That's going to be a quick timeout here for the Dreamers.
Down to a 1-point lead for the Formosa Dreamers, under a minute left. In the third quarter, your ABL will be back after this.
OK， 刚才讲的5号这边完之后，2号打完之后，2号这个人，2号这个人，所以5号在这里，2号在这里，4号在这边 ，base screen， 留在这里，留在这地方，留在地方 ，base screen 这里 ，OK 没有之后，跑。 转移，OK， go。叫。完之后，
We're back inside Changhua County Stadium, and with 47.6 seconds left in our third, the Dreamers holding on to this 1-point lead, 61-60. They've outscored Chong Son Kung Fu 26-20 in this quarter.
And this is going to be a good test here for Chong Son Kung Fu basketball. Down a man, as Kalen Chong Son is on the bench with 4 personals. No Guo Kai, no Hot Chung Ren, and no Wang as well. So the other locals are going to have to step up. Justin Howard just showing his frustration there. Did not really make any attempt to recover that basketball.
10 seconds to shoot for the Dreamers. Aguilar, 6 seconds. Aguilar, the spin, that shot, the banker is in.
And he continues to be a thorn on the side of Chong Son Kung Fu.
21 now for Ronnie Aguilar. As we wind down the third, 12 seconds on the game clock. Tucker. Anthony Tucker using that Howard screen. They send it to the corner. Luo for three. Nothing there. And that's the end of the third period. The Formosa Dreamers have come alive in this game, taking the 3-point lead and outscoring Chong Kung Fu 28-20 in that third quarter. The score right now is 63-60. And we return, fourth and deciding quarter of this game. Again, you guys are watching the Asean Basketball League season number 8. In China and Star Hub in Singapore, and we are ready to start our deciding quarter here for Formosa Dreamers. Going into the fourth, up by 3 points, 63-60 against the 5-1 Chong Kung Fu basketball team.
And Martin, we talked about attacking the paint and defending the paint as being two key factors here for the Dreamers. They did just that, especially in the third quarter. 16 points rather for Ronnie Aguilar, most of them in the paint, or practically all of them in the paint against Justin Howard in that third quarter. They've dominated points in the paint, 36-16. And doing a good job defending the perimeter. Although Justin Howard scoring there, but doing a good job defending the perimeter as McKinney only with 11 points so far.
Not a good start for the Formosa Dreamers though. Giving up the basket and the turnover on the other end. McKinney. Howard called for the travel. So ball will go back to the Formosa Dreamers.
And if I'm the Dreamers, I'm going back to Ronnie Aguilar on the post, or Lenny Daniel, as Caleb Chongson has 4 personals, but it's Anthony Tucker who's matched up against Daniel right now.
Yang attacks. Yang gets the foul on McKinney. And McKinney doesn't like the call.
And Justin Howard immediately intervening there.
See the play again.
And I think McKinney has a point, because first move of Yang is to grab McKinney's right arm, and second move as he is going up is to do a ward off a bit. But you have to give a lot of credit for Yang You have to give credit to his spunk, especially playing against a taller guard.
And Yang Tianyou is in double figures. 11 points for the Dreamers, and Aguilar gets the offensive rebound. Another opportunity here.
And, you know, Martin, in the game of basketball, you just have to overcome your disadvantages. And Yang there is finding his way to overcome his lack of height.
Second offensive rebound for the Formosa Dreamers. Here's Lenny. Chen Yuhan from the corner gets it through.
First three-pointer of the game for Chen Yuhan, and what a time for it to come.
Lead is back up to 5 points, 67 to 62. McKinney, the leaner McKinney. That bounces out. Howard, the offensive board. To the corner, Anthony Tucker gets it through.
And you know what? That is the first second chance points opportunity for Chong Kung Fu, coming off an offensive rebound.
Lead back down to 2. Lenny Daniel short on the 3. Howard, ball tapped away by Lenny Daniel.
Those are quick hands there from Lenny Daniel.
So ball. So it's going to be Formosa basketball. Woo Sung Wei back on the floor, replacing Yang Tianyou.
Woo Sung Wei has been bright spot here. 14 points. He's actually the second leading scorer for the Dreamers.
They go to Lenny Daniel again, guarded by Anthony Tucker. 7 seconds to shoot. Daniel backing down. Lenny Daniel on the fadeaway. Nothing there. Aguilar, the offensive board. They swing it to Woo Sung Wei, who fires and hits!
Good patience there. Good extra pass from Lenny Daniel, who I would rather not take fadeaways against a smaller Anthony Tucker. Anthony Tucker answering right back.
A rare chance for a 4-point play here for Anthony Tucker. What an answer there.
That sequence, and Anthony Tucker, the veteran that he is, selling that call.
Tucker has picked it up here in the second half. 20 points now for Tucker.
And you know, if you're Mike McKinney as well, you're staying home on Woo Sung Wei, because he's the only one who can hurt you extensively from the outside. That's going to be a foul on Justin Howard.
And that's what you were looking for, Marco. Lenny Daniel on the attack that time.
That is correct. Kalen Chongson with 4 personals will definitely not get into the fray. Justin Howard just not as quick to get up off the floor as Lenny Daniel.
Lenny Daniel knocks down the first, only had 1 free throw before this trip. 0 out of 1 earlier. Short on the second. Anthony Tucker gets the board.
And, you know, for the Dreamers, Martin, they are a very young team, so situations like this are going to do a lot for their exposure, a lot for their maturity as they try to learn to win in the clutch.
McKinney tried to save it, but a foul called. A push from Woo Sung Wei.
Only the second team foul for the Dreamers. Johnson also has 2 team fouls.
And you talk about the mental toughness of the Formosa Dreamers. Again, it is going to be tested here against a very tough Chongson Kung Fu team. But so far, so good for them. Here's Woo Sung Wei on the move. They get it to Aguilar, who jams it home.
And Aguilar doing a good job outrunning Justin Howard in transition. Good find as well from Woo Sung Wei, because he is such a threat from outside defense, forced to come out, opening up the paint for Ronnie Aguilar.
And that signals the crowd to chant defense here in Changhua County Stadium. 4 seconds to shoot for Chong Son. McKinney attacks. McKinney does not connect. Lenny Daniel with a rebound on the move. What a pass to Woo Sung Wei, but it rolls out.
Sorry, missed there. What a pass from Lenny Daniel.
Anthony Tucker draws a foul in Chen Yuhan. You gotta see that play one more time. Lenny Daniel getting the rebound in transition and throwing that laser pass to Woo Sung Wei in the previous play, just couldn't convert.
And I think Woo Sung Wei himself was surprised that that pass went through.
That's the 4th personal foul on Chen Yuhan. So again, Coach Hua Cheng forced to go small here.
We've not seen a lot of Chai Wei or even Cheng Chi Kwan.
Yep.
So coach of the Dreamers forced to go small. This could be a crucial stretch here.
Mike McKinney fakes the 3. Goes to Howard inside. Justin Howard gets the hoop and a foul. Continuation for Justin Howard, who trims the lead to 2.
And McKinney's outside shooting, forcing Ronnie Aguilar to come out, opening up the lane for Justin Howard, who draws the foul.
Justin Howard, 22 points in the ball game, but only 7 rebounds to his name.
Let's see if the Dreamers try to go back to Ronnie Aguilar or Lenny Daniel.
1 point lead. Wu. Yang Tian-Yo. Service the floor, goes to Daniel on the step back again. Nothing there. McKinney with a board.
Gotta get something going to the basket, especially with Chong Son having 4 personals.
So, Yang, and they go to the post. Aguilar this time. And that's a travel on Ronnie Aguilar.
Shuffled his feet before he put the ball down. I think he got too excited seeing Justin Howard 1-on-1.
5 and 12 remaining. We have an exciting one here in Changhua County Stadium. Anthony Tucker on the soft jumper. Aguilar gets it to Cho. Under 5 remaining. Cho to Aguilar. Aguilar again backing down on Howard. And he loses the ball there.
No call by the referees.
Tucker sends it to the other side. Chong Son, the extra pass to Luo, who knocks down the 3.
That's a big, big shot there. As Kalen Chong Son looks to be having some issues with that leg, did not go strong. Instead, went to an open teammate at the corner and rewards him with a 3-point shot.
And Chong Son Kung Fu back on top by 2, 75-73 as we go to this timeout on the floor. Here ABL. We'll be back in a bit. Coverage here in the Asean Basketball League. And in the previous play, Luo knocking down the corner 3 to give Chong Son Kung Fu back the lead. They're back on top by 2 points, 75-73.
So Luo Yongshan here, 20-year-old Luo Yongshan stepping up for Chongson Kung Fu basketball, and that's just going to provide a lot of confidence for him moving forward. But let's see the play call off the timeout here for the Dreamers.
They go to Lenny now against Chongson again. Has 4 personal fouls. Lenny Daniel forces his way in. Does not make the shot. Tucker saves the ball to McKinney. 4 minutes remaining in the contest. Tucker to McKinney. McKinney attacks. McKinney gets the foul.
That's going to be a hand check call there. Hand check foul call on Yang Tianyo.
And that puts the Formosa Dreamers to penalty situation here. Chance for McKinney to make this a 2-possession game.
And again, for a young team such as the Dreamers, this is going to be a good process of trying to find ways to win in clutch situations against a very strong Chongson Kung Fu basketball squad.
They haven't had as many chances in the season. So let's see who's going to close it out for the Dreamers. Yang Tianyo. They're down by 4 points. Cho Tzu-Wa against Anthony Tucker. Cho, the pick and roll to Daniel, and straight to the hoop is Lenny Daniel.
And very little Kalen Chongson could do against Lenny Daniel. Nice pocket pass from Cho Tzu-Wa.
Mike McKinney. Back to Chongson. Fakes the 3. Gets it in. Off the glass and in.
And you can see Kalen Chongson in pain after that penetration, really favoring the left leg.
But nonetheless, he made the shot, the tough shot for Kalen Chongson to give them the 4-point lead. Aguilar inside. Ball tapped by Justin Howard.
Ronnie Aguilar did not appreciate that strong swipe by Justin Howard.
See that again. Justin Howard just whacks Ronnie Aguilar from behind.
And that's going to be the 4th personal foul on Justin Howard.
So 3:09 remaining. Justin Howard with 4 personal fouls. Chongson Kung Fu with a 4-point lead, and we see Kalen Chongson here being stretched.
Oh, and it looks like he was also called for a technical in that scuffle.
Big call here, Justin Howard. That's gonna be his 5th. At least according to our scoreboard here.
So that is it for Justin Howard. And you have Kalen Chongson on the floor being treated for that left ankle. Here's that sequence once again.
The first between Howard and Ronnie Aguilar, but Aguilar initiated the exchange of words there. So Howard, yes.
I'm not sure if the referee signaled the technical to be against Justin Howard, because it looked like he was looking at Ronnie Aguilar after he motioned that technical.
Justin Howard finishes the game. 23 and 6 for Mr. Howard, or 7 rebounds rather.
And Martin, we talked about Chongson, or we talked about the Dreamers learning how to win in the clutch. Talk about Chongson, who is averaging 13.8 points as a average winning margin. This is also their chance to learn to win. This is a test of character for them, especially for their locals.
And without Justin Howard, with 3 minutes remaining, and Chongson will retain possession. Chen Yuhan on the floor. replacing Yang Tianyo.
And if I'm Coach Charles Dubray, I'm going with either Mike McKinney or Anthony Tucker using that ball screen. Try to attack from the outside to try to negate the advantage the Dreamers have with Ronnie Aguilar and Lenny Daniel.
Foul away from the ball.
That's a useless foul on Chen Yuhan, especially with the Dreamers in the penalty.
So free throws coming here for Anthony Tucker. Chen Yuhan, who just entered the game, commits his 5th personal foul right away.
Now you're going to have to be smarter than that if you're Chen Yuhan. Your team is in a good position to win here with 2:49 down 4. You put Anthony Tucker, one of the best free throw shooters on the line, to make it a 6-point advantage for Chong Son.
Tucker has made all 4 so far for Chong Son Kung Fu, and that gives him the 5-point lead. 2:49 remaining in our contest as Anthony Tucker goes 2 out of 2.
Goes up to 22 points in the game. And he's 2 assists shy of another triple-double.
Cho dumps it to Aguilar. Yang shoots over McKinney. Yang too strong. Chong Son gets the board.
That's a bad possession there for the Dreamers. No touch for Lenny Daniel. And Ronnie Aguilar getting the ball way outside his comfort zone.
Anthony Tucker. There's a small lineup for Chong Son Kung Fu without Justin Howard on the floor. McKinney against Yang. McKinney putting on the moves. Still with a basketball. He forces one up and gets it through.
And you know, if you're Coach Charles Dubray, you just let Mike McKinney and Anthony Tucker go to work at this point.
And that's a quick foul inside on Kalen Chong Son. If that's on him, that's the 5th foul on Chong Son.
And that's what we were talking about. That entry pass to Ronnie Aguilar in the paint could have come a couple of possessions earlier. But finally, it draws the 5th personal on Kalen Chong Son, who has had a remarkable outing here, playing despite the pain. 14 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, a block for Kalen Chong Son.
So again, this sends Ronnie Aguilar to the line, who has missed his last 3 free throws for the Formosa Dreamers.
And Coach Charles Dubray forced to send in number 7, that is Zhao.
Aguilar. Another empty trip at the line.
Anthony Tucker just has to milk the clock here.
They swing it to Luo. Luo gets it through. Big shot.
Another big shot there for Luo. And that could be the dagger. And what a relief for Coach Charles Dubray, getting those buckets from his bench.
Gotta see the ball movement here from the locals of Chong Son Kung Fu. That's where you got hit in the face.
That was a wayward elbow thrown by Ronnie Aguilar. Oh, and another steal here. Dreamers just disintegrating.
You gets the hoop. Lead is up to 13. And Justin Howard, yes, loving the action from his local players.
And what a way to step up from the locals of Chong Son Kung Fu.
Coach Shuao Chen will talk things over. ABL will return after this.
不要接到球，进去之后电梯门挡人出来，给他双位出手。
要到位赛，哦，要到位赛，对，完。
没有接球，1、2、3，没有上中接球。
We resume our coverage here in the Asean Basketball League. It was once 70-69 in favor of the Formosa Dreamers, 7:28 mark of our fourth period. But since then, Chong Kung Fu going off for a 19-5 run in the last 6 minutes.
You know, more than that, Martin, it was 79-75 with about 3 minutes remaining. And Chong unleashes a 9-0 blast, anchored by their local players. Well, Formosa with all the chances to win here.
Anthony Tucker falls down. They send it back to McKinney.
And Changhua and Anthony Tucker.
McKinney from the free throw line. Doesn't go under a minute remaining. 11-point lead. You have to get a quick shot here. Wu fakes the three. Gets it to Daniel. Aguilar. Couldn't get a basket though.
And that's pretty much going to be it here.
And a quick foul on Changhua.
And Anthony Tucker would be smart to just walk away from this. He's much too important for his squad to get into any sort of scuffle here with Changhua, who is clearly frustrated, as the Dreamers had every chance to score an upset here against the number 2 squad.
Anthony Tucker missing from the free throw line, but it has been a 28-14 quarter for Chong Kung Fu to secure this victory. Last 25 seconds of this game. And Anthony Tucker will just melt the clock here for Kung Fu. So again, Formosa Dreamers, Marco, provided a scare for the Chong Kung Fu Basketball Club, but again, ultimately could not find it in them to close this one out.
And what a way for the locals of Chong Kung Fu to step up, really providing the much-needed support as Justin Howard, Kalen Chong playing hurt, both of them fouling out of the game. But you talk about guys like Luo and Liu really providing that extra boost for Coach Charles Dubray.
But again, this is only the first of back-to-back games this weekend for the Formosa Dreamers. They lose by 11 points to Chong Kung Fu, who moves up to 6-1 in our team standings now, slowly catching up on our leader, Hong Kong Eastern basketball team. The Formosa Dreamers, on the other hand, goes down to 1-10. They will face the CLS Knights tomorrow, same time here in Changhua County Stadium. CLS Knights, of course, another team that's struggling to find wins in season number 8. But what an effort for Chong Kung Fu to mount that fourth quarter comeback. Their attack was led by Justin Howard with 23 points, who fouled out.
好的，场边为您访问到的是宝岛梦想家的杨天佑，要问一下了，今天非常可惜，最后在第4节的时候打乱了，然后最后输球，没有办法在主场赢下这场胜利。你觉得第4节乱掉的原因是什么？
就是失误太多，然后找不到好的机会点，然后去得分，然后篮板也是掉太多了，对吧？
那其实明天还有一场比赛，你觉得等下回去之后要跟队友讨论的是什么东西？
可能就是专注度吧，因为我们前面都防守、进攻都很好，可是到最后决胜期的时候专注度不够，对吧？
那其实天佑在这一场比赛跟之前在其他联盟打过的比赛，你觉得在 ABL 打起来跟之前的相比起来，你觉得有什么不一样？
就我之前也没有打过职业的比赛，就是强度有差，然后因为这里都是很多的外援，所以打起来就是防守上都比较辛苦。
然后 好，那明天还有一场主场比赛，也预祝你们可以拿到主场的胜利。谢谢天佑。好的，接下来要请观众朋友先稍微休息一下了，等一下再继续回到 Eleven Sport。